Alright, so I guess I need some kind of intro. Hey, welcome to Stories I Found on Reddit. Yeah, I haven't put much thought into naming the channel. But yeah, it pretty much sums it up. Also, I haven't really planned out which stories we're getting into today, just pulled a few that looked interesting. But yeah, if you're here to hear some random Reddit stories and maybe judge some people along with me, you're welcome. Alright, enough of my yapping, let's just get straight into the stories. So the first Reddit read is a very short one, from the subreddit r/confession. I mess with the Wi-Fi on my stepkids' devices when they're being jerks. My stepkids are little assholes sometimes, so I mess with the Wi-Fi sometimes. I'm not talking about just turning it off either. I disconnect just their devices, for a few minutes at a time. They're ungrateful little shits, and they deserve it. Today, I ran out to get everyone dessert since our Friday night dinner was underwhelming. The plan was to have dessert and hang out as a family and play video games. Well, they changed their mind when I got back. Well, don't want to play video games with me? You don't get to play Xbox with your friends either. One of them has been leaving his shit all over the house, so I just disconnected his iPhone for a bit. I don't mention it either. Want to use your phone now? I know you have a data cap that you'll be blasting right through without Wi-Fi. Just as I wrote this, I disconnected his Xbox, then reconnected for 5 minutes, then disconnected again. I mean, I can't imagine why the kids would rather play games with their friends than with this guy. What's he even achieving here? Just petty revenge? And against whom? Children? If you think they're misbehaving and need to learn gratitude, maybe try, I don't know, actually talking to them. That whole stepkids need to be more grateful line feels like the kids are privileged to even interact with their father, who doesn't even share his DNA. Come on, man, you can't be such an asshole. Messing with the Wi-Fi stuff, just because they'd rather be with their friends, it's just sad, man. You're not building a relationship. You're just getting a kick out of having control. And then he's wondering why people on Reddit comments are judging him. Come on, man. You can't be this dumb. I just must be moving on to another story. This thing is just wild to start off with. All right. The next story is a big read. It's from the subreddit r/BestofRedditorUpdates. It also has an update. I'll just read it all at once. If you don't like a long read, you can skip this story. Just check the description of this video. All right. The story reads, my 20 female friend, 21 female, is going to great lengths to prove that my boyfriend, 24 male, is cheating, even though I know he isn't. So I live with Emily, a person I met a couple of years ago. We became fast friends, admittedly moved in together last year out of convenience, but have stayed true to our friendship, which has definitely strengthened. My boyfriend is Sam, someone I met about a year and a half ago. We've been dating for just over a year, with our relationship transitioning into a long-distance relationship about 5 months ago because Sam moved for work. I never thought that there were any issues between Emily and Sam. In our early stages, she was very gracious and seemed to know the perfect balance between socializing with Sam and giving us space. It was only when Sam moved away that she started making little comments about how funny it would be if Sam had a side chick in his new city, or that I was actually a side chick and he's gone home to his family. There's no way this is true. Sam has always been honest and open, has always mentioned that he quickly shuts girls down if they try it on with him. And as for the family thing, I helped him move into his small 2-room apartment and not a family home. I've always shut this down very quickly whenever Emily starts on with it. However, recently, she's been taking extra steps to try and make me believe that my boyfriend is cheating on me. She told me over dinner the other day that she had proof that Sam had slid into the DMs of one of her friends and showed me a screenshot of Sam's secret Twitter account hitting on her friend about 9 months ago. This account was not Sam's username at all, and just in case it had been a secret account, I searched the username, and it came up with a profile of a 15-year-old boy, also called Sam. Though I told Emily this, she was insisting that this profile was my Sam, and that he was clearly catfishing using this kid, or that he was Sam's younger brother. Sam has no younger siblings. Last night, she sent me an SOS message saying that there was an emergency, but after rushing home to see what was happening, she said that the emergency was that Sam doesn't have his Facebook relationship on his profile, and that it was obvious he's trying to appear single. The reason his relationship isn't public is because I asked for it not to be, since I don't believe that my relationship status is everyone's business. We are in a relationship on Facebook, but only privately. Yet again, I explained this to Emily, and she still tried to argue that he could still be cheating, and that I was subconsciously manipulated to keep the status private by him. I really wasn't. I'll clarify here that I've never said to Emily that I think Sam will cheat on me in his new city. because I don't. Simple enough. It may have been that she was jealous or wanted him for herself, but she is in a relationship of her own. Her boyfriend of 2 years is over usually 2 to 3 nights a week. I'm definitely going to put her on an information diet regarding my relationship. But should I consider going further? Update. 9 days later. So I posted a few days ago about my housemate Emily, who had made it her life's mission to try and make me see that my long-distance boyfriend, Sam, was cheating on me. After posting my original post, I sat Emily down and told her that I would not be engaging in conversation with her about Sam at all. She tried to claim it was all in my best interests to listen to her, but did rein it in. Drama over. Until it all blew up. I got a very angry message yesterday from Emily's boyfriend calling me every name under the sun, including a homewrecker. I asked him what the hell was going on, and he said that he knew all about how I'd been cheating on Sam and how I'd convinced Emily to do the same to him. It turns out he'd found out that Emily was on Tinder and was talking to guys, and had even met up with a couple and done whatever. I had no clue she was doing this. Whenever she left the house for the night, she always said she was staying at her boyfriend's. I told him in no uncertain terms that I had not encouraged Emily to cheat on him, and I was not cheating on Sam. He then tried to claim that Emily had told him that I was away getting with some Tinder guy on a specific evening that I wasn't in the flat. I was celebrating Sam's birthday with him in his city, and had the timed and dated photos to prove it. And of course Emily knew where I really was. I have no clue whether or not her boyfriend believes me, but I haven't had any other messages from him since. Emily was wailing my door about 10 minutes later, saying that her ex-boyfriend had gone insane, and she only cheated because he was abusive. I can't say I saw anything, but I also can't say this was a definite lie. And she was scared about his reaction, so she said I was involved. She then said that I would understand her position if I had broken up with Sam like she wanted me to. I'll admit, that got my attention. I asked what she meant, and she said that she had wanted us both to be free from our partners, but she knew I wouldn't cheat on Sam, so had tried her best to convince me that he was cheating so I would leave him. She got the door slammed in her face. Even if she did want an escape from her own abusive relationship, her non-stop attempts to persuade me to leave my boyfriend just for her own gain is enough for me to just cut her off. I didn't even wait until Emily woke up this morning to put my plan to move out into action. The landlord has been contacted and is very understanding. We're very close to the end of our tenancy anyway. So I'm breaking my lease, and I'm going to spend the night in a friend's spare room before making my next move. I might write her a goodbye note, but she hardly deserves it. I've been wondering for a while whether or not I should move to be with Sam. I think this is now going to be a big part of my decision. Also, a lot of comments in the original post were suggesting that something had happened between Sam and Emily while he was still living in this area, and she was trying to make me see that without coming clean. I didn't reply to any comments because I know the sorts of responses I would have gotten to, I know he's not cheated on me with Emily, but I do know he didn't. He never contacted Emily privately, and was really only friendly to her because she was my housemate. Sam was just as unlikely to cheat with Emily as I was with any of his friends, family, or housemates. I know some of you may still think that he could still have cheated in the future, and I can't definitively say he didn't/won't, but I'm not going to ruin my relationship with what-if style thoughts. Emily sounds so manipulative. So she cheats, gets caught, and her immediate reaction is to blame the OP? I only did it because you didn't break up with your boyfriend like I wanted you to. What kind of twisted logic is that? And honestly, even if the OP was cheating, which she wasn't, how does that suddenly mean Emily has to cheat too? Like, does she not have her own free will? Nah, man, that's not how it works. I really hope the OP makes a clean break from her. And yeah, as some of the comments on this post rightly pointed out, she's got to tell their mutual friends what actually happened. Because you know, just in case, Emily is already spinning some wild story where she's the victim. Alright, it's time I should be moving on to the next story. This one is from PettyRevenge. It reads, my contractor coworker quit with 10 seconds notice after what our manager said about contractors. I worked on an engineering contract for a while. They were pretty open-ended, like a lot were, with a vague but not binding length specified. Kind of like, this contract is expected to be for 12 months, but it is at the will of the employer and could end earlier or be extended further. But for those that do that kind of work, usually they stick to the vague timelines, and a lot of well-performing contractors get extended. Anyway, one day our team of 10, all contractors, managed by one full-time employee, let 3 of the contractors go, and they had me do it. Technically, I was running that team, but I was a contractor too, and not in charge of any firing like that. So they were told, this is your last day, at 4 p.m. Me and another contractor asked our sponsor, "Hey, how come we didn't give those guys any notice?" He said brightly, "That's why we hire contractors, so we can cut them loose at a moment's notice whenever we want to." We didn't love that answer. Also, it was a weird thing to say to two other contractors. He basically told us we'd get no notice and be let go instantly someday. Anyway, long story short, that other contractor was a very sharp guy. He started interviewing and got another job. He told me about it, and I didn't tell anyone else. It started in a few weeks. He just kept right on working the contract job and was right in the middle of a bunch of work that only he understood. At 5 p.m. on his last day, he just stood up, grabbed his laptop/mouse/docking station, walked to our sponsor's desk, and set them down. He just said brightly, "Hey, thanks for everything. This is my last day." The guy said, "Wait, you're leaving?" And he just said, "Yes, thanks," and walked out. That was it. He did also hit send on a more official last day email at the same time too. It was really funny. His work was half done. He didn't answer any calls or questions about it, and it took us like a month to figure it all out and get that project back on track. If the sponsor hadn't been so delighted about being able to fire contractors at any second, that guy would definitely have given a nice 2-week notice and worked to have a smooth handoff of his work. This is what happens when people get a little too cocky. That manager saying, "That's why we hire contractors, so we can cut them loose at a moment's notice." This dude probably hasn't got the basics on the golden rule. Treat people how you want to be treated. And you know, being polite to someone who treats you like trash doesn't make you the bigger person. It just makes you a doormat, and you end up encouraging them to treat more people like that. I have been in these situations. That contractor wasn't being a doormat. He just returned the exact same energy he was given and left them with a month-long mess to clean up. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Simple as that. Moving on to the next story, it's from the subreddit r/JustNoSO. It says, "Apparently I've been lying about being a diabetic for the last 7 years. This story is about what happened to make me leave my husband, and it happened a couple weeks ago. I'm pretty sure everyone here knows someone who is never happy with anything you do. They could always do it better, but they never actually do. They just like to bitch at you? Okay, cool. So my ex was like that with everything. This one particular night, it was dinner. I had spent a good couple hours making meatloaf and hand-mashed potatoes and was super proud of it. And of course, having 2 small kids, I didn't eat as soon as it was done, but fed the 2-year-old and watched to make sure the big kid ate. By the time that was done, X was questioning me about why I had made a sauce to go on top of the meatloaf instead of just using ketchup. He was like that about a lot of things. We once had a fight over the fact that I made a cheese sauce for broccoli rice casserole instead of just using Velveeta. So, of course that fight escalated ridiculously, and by the time he was yelling, my face was going numb because I hadn't eaten all day and my sugar was crashing. I got up to go get my glucose monitor to see if I could just eat my dinner or if I needed a glucose tablet first. And this man lost his mind. First, he was yelling because I dared walk away from him while he was talking to me, and when I told him I was going to get my damn glucose monitor, he started screaming about how convenient it was that I needed to check my sugar while I was getting yelled at. He literally said that. I deck y'all. I pretty much told him I was an adult and would check my sugar every time I needed to, which was apparently unacceptable because he ripped the monitor from my hands and chucked it at the wall, busting it open. While I stood there in shock, he threw away the case with all of my extra strips and lancets, then opened my glucose tablets and dumped them out in the trash too. He dumped out the meatloaf I had just spent hours making too. I'm not sure if just to be an extra dick or to make sure I couldn't salvage anything, but either way, it worked. I got to spend the next several minutes of my life listening to him yell about how I was faking being diabetic for sympathy, trying to get him to feel bad for me so I could get away with shit. Keep in mind, this is all over the fact there wasn't Heinz tomato ketchup on his damn meat cake. He then told me to sit down, shut up, and eat some of those nasty-ass potatoes, I guess. Not even gonna lie, I did. Not sure if it's just because I was in so much shock or if I just felt that bad from the sugar crash, but I sat right down and got some carbs in my system, then got the kids to bed and went to bed myself. He didn't say a word to me that night or the next morning before work. The next day was payday for me, and I spent every cent of my check on deposits for an apartment for me and my boys. The last couple weeks have been hard as hell, and he's been super nasty, and I'm still not even sure how to go about getting a divorce in Louisiana. But at least I don't live with someone who thinks I'm making up a disease I've had the entire time I've known him, just so he doesn't scream at me about dinner. Update. I just thought that you guys may want to know. At the behest of a member here, and with the support of my lawyer and 2 officers, I was able to get back into our house and access the security footage from our kitchen that he hadn't thought to delete. Honestly, I had forgotten about the security cameras inside our kitchen. It's been so long since Hamburglar, and I'm betting he had too. That footage was enough for me to press charges today. I'm not sure where things will go from here, as he's fled the state to his mama's house, but I feel good. I feel strong. I feel validated. Watching the look on the cop's face as he trashed my medical supplies was a chef's kiss. Man, I am so happy for OP and her kids though. But seriously, who the fuck reacts like that over ketchup? Taking away someone's medical supplies? That's not just a fight. That's incredibly dangerous. The way he went from just complaining about dinner to full-blown screaming to destroying her supplies and food, that's a scary escalation. He was definitely not far from it getting even worse. Sometimes, reading these kinds of stories makes me wonder, why do people feel the need to yell at their partner like that? I mean, like most of this stuff can be communicated and resolved easily if you just talk, right? Maybe it's a childhood thing, I don't know, man. But whatever the reason, I am just so glad she got out and got herself and her kids to safety. All right, guys, that's a wrap up for today. Thanks so much for hanging out with me till the end. And if there's something you didn't like or something you want to see more of, definitely let me know in the comments. I'll be trying to bring out something new and make these videos better for you guys. So yeah, if you want, hit that subscribe button, maybe give this video a like. Until then, I'll see you in the next one. Stay kind, y'all. Peace.